This is the Queen's Mic.
Hey there, beautiful people, and welcome to the Queen's Mic, a space where both voices take center stage and real conversations don't hold back. I am your host, Joy Mojisola Raimi, also known as Queen Tiwa. And each episode, we spotlight powerful perspectives, real stories, lessons, and ideas that inspire growth. And on this episode, we have a very very special guest in the person of Antonia Omoefe. No, I hope I didn't butcher that. International Pageant consultant, women development expert, 15 plus years in the pageant industry, national director, Miss Multiverse Nigeria, founder, Naya's League, multiple award winner, and happens to rack up 100K followers on Instagram. I'm not talking about other platforms, just Instagram. In the person of, again, Coach Naya, as we know her as. Welcome so much. And we are very grateful to have you here. We are so excited. You don't know how long I've been longing for a pageant person to come on this show. And I'm sure you're going to have a lot for us to talk about, isn't it?
Sure.
Nice to have you. So let's dive right into it. I want the audience to know who you are, where you came from, like how all this happened to get here, how you happened to get here, your secondary school, your primary school, your upbringing, just something that can connect your followers to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Like she introduced, I am Mrs. Ahano Antonia Omoefe, widely known as the Coach Naya. And I'm an international pageant consultant, coach, women development expert. I run an organization called the Charm Studio, Naya's League, like she said.
Yes.
And I'm also the founder of the Teen Pageants Nigeria, President Miss One Nigeria. We can go on and on.
I know. The CV is long.
Okay, so I finished up from the University of Benin, where I studied international relations and diplomacy.
Okay.
And I also did my secondary school at Word of Faith. It's a popular secondary school in Edo State owned by the famous Archbishop Idahosa.
Yeah.
And primary school was also in Benin, International Home School. It was owned by a white lady at the time. I don't think I can remember her name.
I know.
Yes, so I think I did a bit of, I did a national diploma course at the Institute of Management and Technology in Enugu State before I eventually came back to Benin to finish up at the University of Benin. So, yes, at the time...
You were born in Benin City?
I was actually born in Sapele. I'm from Delta State. Yes, I'm from Delta State, Isoko North, to be precise. You know, it's the village where the popular story of the Bible falling down. You know, there's a part of my village where they found a Bible. And the story is that each time it rains, that part where the Bible actually landed never gets wet until I think some expatriates at the time came and took it. I can't remember. They say it's somewhere. They say it's somewhere in London in one of these popular museums. Really? I don't know. But then after the white people took the original Bible, the community leaders decided to crave an image of a Bible and make it sit at that spot, just so that history, reminds them that there was a time an original Bible fell on that spot.
Really?
So the story is we don't know. It fell. Where it came from, nobody knows. But the fact that each time it rains, it doesn't get to that spot. Wow. And that Bible, the way it was when it fell, it remained like that. Nothing spoils it. Nothing moves it until, I don't know, that's the story. So How did the white people move it? We don't know. But then again, one day they came and couldn't find
the Bible
at that spot, and they decided
to create
engrave,
a
statue
or something.
And it's been one of the most popular story about my village.
Wow.
I think that made my village quite
What's
popular.
The name of? Is this Sapele?
Araya.
Araya.
That's the name of my village. Yes.
You know, actually, my mom is Delta Igbo.
Oh, okay. Asaba, Agbo,
Ogwashiku.
Ogwashiku.
Yes.
That's another popular place in Delta State. Okay. Nice. So yes, so I have only visited my village once. I'm not familiar with my hometown at all. I'm sorry. Probably because my mom, who is from Enugu State precisely, Udi South, my village is Eke, so I'm very familiar with my maternal home. My mom makes sure that we visit at the time every year, and we attend a popular festival in my maternal home called Obianshi. So, because my grandfather is from a royal home, that festival usually starts from my grandfather's home. So when we are around, we beat the drums because it starts from my grandfather's compound. So when the drummers come, it is tradition that we start the festival. We open the show and we close the show. So we start off by beating the drums. There's a particular way we were trained to know how to beat the drum that's in that particular order. So we open the show and then we go around the village, and then there's a meal made with cocoyam and palm oil, native cocoyam and palm oil. That's the only meal that is served on that particular day. So I'm very, very conversant with my maternal home, more than my paternal home. It got so bad that, in fact, anytime we visit Delta State, which is Warri, precisely, that's where we get to. We don't go past
further.
So each time we visit, my uncles and cousins keep calling us the Igbo children.
Oh my God.
More like they were trying to seclude us, or they feel like we were trying to seclude ourselves from, but I mean, that wasn't the case. My mom did a very good job. So I speak Igbo fluently. I cannot speak my father's language, I'm sorry. But I speak Igbo fluently, and that's basically it. How I got into the industry started off as a child. I remember then my mom, used to tell me that she's not surprised. She knows that I was going to treat the pad, but she didn't think I would dive deep into it. I mean, this is what I'm doing.
Invested.
I've invested my entire life, half of my life in the industry. But I mean, she told me then that when I was a child, I used to visit this very stylish aunt, and, visit her every weekend, myself and my elder sister. And that I always come back home after the visit with a pair of her shoes, high heels, even though they were not my size. I'll take them home, and I was always playing dress up. I was stand in front of the mirror, wear all my dresses, put on that oversized heels, and be, twirling around and all that. I'm always the mirror. She calls me the mirror child. I'm always in front of the mirror. At some point, I want to put makeup on, And she tried her possible best to try to,
really
change my mind. But to an extent, it wasn't something she could achieve. And then when I was in school at the University of Benin, I remember I used to go for auditions in Lagos. I don't tell, my mom doesn't even know.
Like pageant auditions or modeling?
So I started off as a model before I even transitioned into pageantry. Yes, I started off as a model. I know I did a calendar job with Delta Soap. I did another with Horlicks, and I did Mocha Foam as well.
Okay.
I remember someone sent me a message yesterday, an old friend, not really an old friend. I mean, I think that was my brother's friend. And then he said, do you know, I just realized that you were the one I saw on the calendar job of Delta Soap so many years ago. You've actually come a long way, Coach Naya. And he was like, I want to look for that particular calendar job and see if I'll find it somewhere online. If I do, I'll send it to you. And I keep laughing. I remember there was a day I visited a mall when I was in Lagos. That was when I was dating my husband. And then we got to this mall, and someone came to me and said, could that be you on that mini print over there. And I turned and I saw myself holding the Holic beverage. And I told my husband, I've done this job for so many years. So they still have, these people should pay me. I don't understand. This print is still here up until now. And, modeling then in Nigeria wasn't really very, very lucrative, if you ask me, I must say. Models didn't get the worth of their money. And there were really no rules, no contracts, because in modern times, you know that when you sign a contract, you're signing duration. Is it going to last for a year, 2 years? Then you're not signing any contracts. They can have your image for as long as they like, and you're not getting paid for it. Imagine if I had done that job in recent times, if it was going to last for over a year, I'm going to be getting paid for that time duration.
Yes, true.
But then, models were struggling. We didn't know what the industry was like. We had no clue. So if you even get picked for as small as a calendar job, you're excited.
So happy.
And when you get the money, you're happy, like, oh, we have received so much money.
Yes.
When I did Delta Soap calendar job, it was 150,000. And to me then, as a student, 150,000 naira was a lot of money. And then I remember Holics, I think Holics didn't really pay much. I think I got, after my agency took out the percentage, what got to me at the time was like 80, 90 grand. But when I saw that mini print at the mall, I said to myself, I was giving peanuts, but this picture is still...
It's still very useful up
until this time. So I'm really excited that the industry has grown, even if we haven't got into that peak of where we want the industry to get to. But if I go down memory lane, how I started, the industry has really thrived. And when I look at models now and I try to compare what I did then, how I started then, I'll be like, you guys are lucky, because in our time, we didn't get most of these privileges. We weren't really paid. Imagine sometimes I would have to, my agency sends me a message to tell me, you have a cast for 7 a.m. the next day. I live in Benin. I'm in school. So sometimes I may not even have money. And within the period of time that I have, maybe I have like 10 to 12 hours to plan. I receive the message in the morning today, I have to be in Lagos, 7 a.m. the next day. So I have to look for a way to get to the park. If I have classes, I have to think of how to sort out classes, call friends to tell them, I have to be in Lagos, please cover up for me. Sometimes I may even have tests, and at the end of the day, I have to be in Lagos.
Yes.
Today, I would call a couple of friends I know in Lagos, please, can I put up at yours? Can I? Some of them say, oh, no, it's not possible. I have to look for money to fix a hotel room for myself sometimes. And then 7 a.m., you're at the audition with the entire models in Lagos staring at you. And then when you walk in, you're like, who is even going to notice me? With crowd, who would even notice you? You understand? And you're coming from Benin. You may not even know what's going on. You're just there staring.
Yes, I agree.
So it was really challenging for those of us who started off as models as far back as 2010.
Yeah.
So it was really challenging. But then I remember how I started pageantry. It was while I was in the East, because when I did my NDs in the East, I started off as being the first ever Miss IMT. That's Institute of Management and Technology. I was studying mass communication at the time. So I can remember who my coach is or was at the time, because we are still friends up until date. I call him Papa now. His name is Kenechukwu. And he saw me one morning and said, would you be interested in becoming Miss Institute of Management and Technology? And I was like, I don't know anything about pageants. I've never... He said, don't worry, I'll put you through and all that. So he started training me at the time, prepared me for the competition. And over time, he became my manager anyways. And then that was when I had my very first pageant. And I won in 1997. I still have those pictures. My mom cherishes those moments. So she has an entire album. And if you have the opportunity to visit my home. There's an album in my mother's room.
I know.
She has all those memories,
I know.
So that was my very first
taste of pageantry.
In 1997.
Wow.
And after that, the second one was with Nigerian breweries. It was Miss Schweppes, and I won that as well. I mean, having my face on the billboards then in Enugu, anywhere you see the Schweppes billboard, you see my face there.
Yes.
And that got me a level of visibility.
Yes.
That limelight was there.
Yes.
And then people started approaching me. I did one short movie then with Nonso Diobi, who was also a student of Institute of Management and Technology at the time, but he was in theater arts. So as Miss IMT, I got some small roles then in school. I remember a particular role with Nonso Diobi where he raped me in a bush park. And when we met during Miss Nollywood, I also participated in Miss Nollywood at the time with Chacha Eke. That's where I met Chacha Eke and we became friends. She's still my friend till date, And he came from Miss Nollywood. He was one of the judges. And then I was first runner-up for that particular competition. And then when we sat down with the judges, we were talking, and I said, I know you don't remember me. He said, well, your face looks familiar and all that. I said, well, you're big now. You're an actor and all. And I tried to take him down memory lane. And he was like, oh, you were that fine little girl that played that role with me. Oh my goodness! Such a small.
What was the name of the movie? I would like to.
I can't even remember. It was cool.
It was a campus movie.
Was a campus movie, more like a short play, and then for theater art student. But because I was Miss IMT at the time, they brought me to be part of the cast. So and that was how I participated in Miss Nollywood, and then I was first runner-up. And then I also participated in Miss Delta with Lizzie Gold as one of the organizers. Yes. She was actually at my wedding, Lizzie Gold. These are people I've known from way back. So for Miss Delta is a pageant I will not forget in a hurry because it was organized by my cousins, but I didn't know. When you're not familiar with family, I didn't know it was organized by an older cousin of mine, and I participated in the competition. It was after the competition, I was first runner-up, that I eventually found out that the pageant was organized by family. And even though I felt I should have won, I was the first runner-up. But it was easy to work with the Queen. At the time, the Queen was RMD's relative. So it made sense. In my head, I was like, okay, RMD was one of the judges. It's obvious that,
and he
we
must
know how
have
this
been
thing's there.
the head judge.
He was the head judge at the time. And but it gave me the opportunity to work close, hand in hand with the Queen at the time. And I got the opportunity to meet with RMD at the time. And to an extent, I was a bit upset. This pageant was organized by my very own cousin, and I couldn't win it.
I wish I knew.
So, these are memories that I have taken with me into the industry. And then I started helping friends. So before I go right into helping friends, I came back to Benin, and I got an admission at the University of Benin. Quickly, somebody else came to me, we're organizing the Miss University of Benin, would like you to take part. We believe you have all it takes.
And you did that too.
And I said, okay. And I got into the competition and I won. I remember that night I had an altercation with Bucci, who happens to be the host of the event at the time. But I didn't know. Immediately I noticed he was the host. I started feeling a little bit edgy, like,
I know the
we had
feeling.
issues. I hope it's not going to affect this competition and all that. So when it was time for talent, I had planned I was going to act on stage, and I was supposed to do that with someone. But in order to fix myself with Bucci, I decided to use Bucci as my co-actor without him knowing. So
that was really...
as soon as I got on stage, I just got into character and I went to him and hugged him and quickly told him that you're my co-actor. I'm sorry. And he was like, what? And that was how everything just played out. It was really nice. I became Miss Uniben at the time. And then I went on to represent University of Benin at the Miss University Nigeria. I represented University of Benin at the time, and I was second runner-up. I am still in contact with Queen Amina Ayuba, who now resides in Dubai. Yes, she played a major role in my life. I remember when she was getting married, I was also in her train at the time. We did a lot together. It's always been there. Each time I go in for a particular competition, I always have this bond with every queen. At the time we get to work together, they always want me to be with them. Sometimes I serve as their chaperone, and also it's just been there. And after that, I was I was Miss Uniben for like 2 to 3 years because the pageant couldn't hold after my reign. They couldn't hold, and then somehow they brought it back and they got the Edo State governor to host. That was the first time I had an encounter with Governor Oshomole, and we planned the event together. We organized another one. A car was given to the winner. I remember when we had the courtesy call with Oshomole, he asked me a simple question. When you were crowned, you didn't get a car. And today you're pushing to crown the next queen with a car. And I'm like, well, it's her time.
Yes.
I would let her shine. Who am I to stop her from shining? I mean, you know. So I remember I brought in a girl. I tried to convince a particular girl to come in for this competition, and she eventually won. At the time, I had a girl. Her name is Dami. I don't know if you remember Dami Ete. She was once Miss World Nigeria.
I think I do.
Look her up, yes. So Dami contested for Miss University of Benin at the time. And she was upset because she didn't win. She was a runner-up. And I tried to make it up to her. I put her in for another competition. So you see all of these things you're seeing here, it started a long time ago. I've always had that flair of, if I see someone, I think you fit in here, I try to talk to you and I bring you in. And, you know, I prepare you for the competition like that. So I put Dami in for Carnival Queen. And I think it was Niger Delta Carnival Queen because I knew the organizers and she won. So we made up.
Oh, I see. And you know, it's not it's not everyone that has that aspect of coaching or trying to bring up someone. Like there are people that, okay, I can do this, but this is how far I can go. I cannot coach anybody. I don't know how to start telling you, oh, do this, do that. So it's different for different people in the industry. So that makes so much sense why you're where you are right now. So 15 years in the pageant industry, I would guess it's from the uni days and everything. It's a very long time. So how did a girl end up making pageant coaching her life's work? Was there a moment that locked it in for you? Because when you started, okay, yes, let's do pageantry. Let's do it. Let's go on with it. And alongside, you started like coaching people, telling them, oh, do this, do that. Like, when did you notice that, oh, I'm actually getting into coaching more instead of when did that clock in for you?
Okay, that should be when I wanted, all my life, I really wanted to do, I had MBGN on my list. That was one of the biggest platforms I really wanted to contest in at the time. I remember coming to Lagos and I met with Franco Shodi, and that's how I became friends with Modela Couture too, till date. In fact, anytime he sees me, he keeps telling people don't know how I met this woman. I met her when she was a girl, you know, but for some reason, I think I changed my mind and I couldn't go in for, I didn't continue that journey to want to, you know, either become Miss World and all of that. So it actually started with Damiete. And if I remember, the makeup artist at the time I contested for Miss Uniben took a liking to me. And then also, you know, I started working with him and his wife at the time, yes. So I started working with them and I helped them recruit models because they also owned an agency at the time. I think he still does up until now, yeah. He still does. He runs an agency in Edo State. So I used to work with him. And Dami was in that clique even Victor Waifo's daughter was in that clique. She became Miss Edo at some point, and we helped her prepare and everything. So, and then I remember Miss Uniben at the time, after we crowned Miss Uniben, she couldn't go in for Miss University Nigeria because after I contested for Miss University Nigeria, I started working with the organization, Mr. Taylor, who is also the owner of Miss University Africa. So I worked with Mr. Taylor for as long as 5-6 years. So he made me the regional director for Niger Delta. So I am to recruit girls from Uniben, Ibnedio University, Benson Idahosa, Bayelsa, and Delta State.
Delsu?
Yes, that's Delsu. So I usually go around these regions to recruit girls to represent their school. And the criteria is you must be a reigning queen of that school.
Okay.
So if your school doesn't have a reigning queen, we work with the student union to get us someone to represent the school, because Miss University Nigeria is totally free. You don't pay for anything. So that was how this journey started, and that's how I also met Winfrey. Very own Winfrey Okoro, who is now, she used to be Miss Tourism for MBGN.
Oh, Winifred.
So that's how I met Winifred. I met Winifred one fine afternoon. She was a law student in the University of Benin, and I followed Winfrey. I followed Winfrey until she agreed to represent, because at the time, we didn't have any reigning queen. And it was hard to convince her, but I managed to, because I knew something told me Uniben was going to clinch Miss University Nigeria at the time. So that's how Winfrey came on board, and she became Miss University Nigeria in 2012. That was a year before my wedding. So that's how I got into the industry. I started preparing a lot of girls to go in for competitions. I mean, I did not have the opportunity to do a lot during my time to, get myself involved in a lot of pageants. But I said to myself, you know what? I'm stuck in this industry. And if I'm not going to continue as a pageant girl, I might as well switch and get into helping others to prepare. And at the time, it didn't look like, to me, it wasn't even coaching. It was just fun.
I see.
It was something I wanted to do. I loved doing.
You do effortlessly.
Effortlessly. And, I just prepare them, and it's either they're winning or they're either first runner, or it doesn't go below that.
Get it. Yeah.
And then when I met my husband, he said to me, this is something you've been doing for so long.
Yes.
Why don't you look into the business side of it? That was way before we even got married. I was like, oh, really? Is there a business side of it? He said, of course. There is. You haven't just, managed to discover that. You are having fun with whatever you're doing, but you can also make money.
monetize it.
You can make money from it. So let's go into monetizing it. And because my husband is a business coach, he understands business. He said, okay, you know what? Let me do a bit of research on all of these things so that I can understand and see how to put you through. And then somewhere along the line in 2013, we got married, and I put a pause. I had to, take on my wife duties. I had children almost immediately. I had my son, had my daughter, and we stopped talking about pageants or coaching or whatever. And then when my daughter became 2, when she turned 2, I said to myself, you know what? I think it's time.
Yeah.
But then I took a course in event planning. So it wasn't even about pageants at that time. So I went into events. I did a bit of it, and it just wasn't working.
I know.
And then my husband said, you know what? I also took a course in culinary, because I loved to cook, so I did a bit of cooking here and there, business-wise. I remember then I was supplying lunch to a couple of offices in Lagos. I did that for a while, and then...
When something is not your calling, it's not your calling. You have to go back to your calling.
One day, my husband's best friend, who happens to know me, visited one day and said, why don't you just where you stand.
Where your heart is.
You know where your heart is. They say where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. So just leave this food, events, all of these things you're trying to, it won't work.
I know.
And I was like, okay. And then I said, okay, let me start off with owning a pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And then myself and my husband came up with the name Miss Quintessential Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't pull through. And then I think I sold it to a model at the time. I don't know where that is right now. I don't know what's up with it. But I mean, I think she did a couple of editions at the time. And then I started off with Pageant Studio. Before Pageant Studio became a thing, I met a pageant owner that I worked with for some time, Miss Africa Golden. I started Miss Africa Golden 2018 all through 2022, if I'm very sure. I was in that organization for that long. And
were you the coach for them or something?
yes, I worked as the executive national director for that long. And then it also transitioned into, from Miss Africa Golden Nigeria, we had the Miss Africa Golden as a continental competition where we had girls from different African countries come to compete. We had Pamela at the time from Uganda, who was Miss Africa Golden 2021. If I'm not mistaken, we had we had Namibia also take on that crown a year after Uganda won. You know, I left the organization after Tanolo from, where's Tanolo from? She also represented her country at Miss Universe in 2023. I think that was the year, who was Miss Universe at that time? 2023. Yeah, so that was the last time I stopped working with Miss Africa Golden when Dr. Tanolo was Miss Africa Golden, I think 2022. And then she went on to represent our country for Miss Universe at the time. I'm not sure if she placed, you know. And then I got the opportunity to work with, I think Miss Africa Golden gave me another, you know, that visibility I was also looking for, you know, and that was when I also got to work with Face of Ezekiel. And then the biggest contract I got was when I worked with Miss Nigeria at the time with Queen Ezinne Akudo, who was the creative director for Miss Nigeria, you know, before Rita Dominic took over. So it was an experience for me. Working with Miss Nigeria was my biggest, which was the biggest platform, gave me so much experience. But before then, I understood that the industry was at a place where we began to struggle. Because if we look at MBGN when they started so many years ago, I worked with MBGN when Edo State hosted MBGN in 2012. I remember I was in a meeting with Guy Bruce and the governor and the queen at the time. I think her name was Nena, the dark girl that had a bit of controversy. People didn't like her until they felt she wouldn't have, you know, won at the time. You know, when we had that meeting and MBGN was hosted in Edo State in 2012, I can remember vividly because it was the same year we brought Miss University Africa into Edo State. So Edo State hosted MBGN earlier, and then later in the year hosted Miss University Africa, where we brought over 40 delegates from different African countries. And that's how I also met the popular Delish Matthews, who won Big Brother Africa that same year, if I can remember.
That makes so much sense.
Yes. So it was, it's been an experience for me, a very exciting one, if I must say. And it has made me dine with a lot of people. I mean, working with Edo State for that long was a privilege for me because after the governor hosted Miss University of Benin, I became a friend, so to speak, with the governor, and it gave me the opportunity to campaign for him at that time as well. I did a campaign for the governor at the time that brought 2,000 students from the University of Benin to campaign. It was a memorable event for me. I also met Senator David Mack at the time, I had issues with the students. I remember I was hiding because after that campaign, I was supposed to pay the students, but I had invested all of my personal funds in that campaign. I was hoping that the governor was going to.
I know.
And it didn't happen. So I was hiding for some time. But guess who saved me? Senator David Mark, who captured every moment and shared it with the governor when he came back. And then I was called upon for the very first time. I made my first million. I got 3 million naira from the governor at the time. And I was able to sort out the students. And with the help of the SCG,
I know.
With the help of the SCG, I had to return back to school because they were looking for me. To be very honest, they were looking for me. You know how students are. She's owing us. She has, in their head, she has been paid.
Yes, I get it.
She has been paid. So why is she not giving us the money? But nobody knew what I had to go through.
Yes.
But then, all of these experiences has shaped me,
you to,
to becoming who I am today. And a lot of people might not know what I had to go through. People just see Coach Naya and they're like, so sometimes I tell people when I say that I have come a long way and people should respect that fact, it is coming from a place of survival.
Yes.
I didn't just wake up one morning and I became a coach. It came from a place of survival, a lot of experiences, good or bad,
Yeah.
So people should respect that fact.
Yes. I believe so.
People should respect that fact. When I see A Squared, I respect him. These are people who started with Agbani Darego. These are people who started with Omaumi. So I cannot but respect them. And, the Bible says, give honor
to whom
honor is due. So people should respect that there are seniors.
Yes.
You have seniors in the industry.
There are levels to this.
There are levels to this. And I keep saying, my mantra every time, every day is you do not compete with people you should be learning from.
Yes. I believe so. And I feel like because it's something that is in your heart, I feel like is embedded in you to do. No matter what you do, you want to go back to catering, you just know that this thing is in my heart. This is something that I've been called to do. I told you earlier that it's not everyone that has that feeling because you can't force something that you're not. You can't force it. So I feel like you had that feeling that you're supposed to coach and and that is what got you to this place. And yes, truthfully, there's a lot of story behind the glitz and glamour everybody see. Maybe they'll just feel like people that don't know you, they don't know your story. And that is why the Queen's Mic is here for you to share your story and be more connected to your listeners and people that that you inspire. So there's a lot of stories that goes into what you see right now. Nobody just came from anywhere. I'm telling you, nobody came from nowhere. Ask questions and you know about it. So moving forward, you are still serving as National Director for Miss Multiverse Nigeria. You send delegates to compete internationally. So what does it actually take to prepare a Nigerian woman to compete on the world stage? Hey, these questions I'll be asking you today. I have my own version of answers, and you have your own version because I'm coming from a standpoint of a participant, and you're coming from a coach standpoint. So I would love, this conversation will be very interesting. So what does it take to prepare a Nigerian girl, let me just say girl, for an international stage?
Okay. It might interest you to know that this international competitions is something I have started long before now. I think in 2014, I started with Miss International. Now, there's a Miss International that operates in the US. It's might not be a very popular brand. And when I say Miss, I mean MS, not MISS.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a Miss International that operates from the US. That was the very first organization I ever worked with. There was this pretty dark girl. I can remember her name is Chineye. Her mom lives in the US. So when I got that franchise, she contacted me. And, or rather, the organization in the US had told me that there is a delegate already, and I would have to work with her. her mom lives in the US, so they connected us. And I remember Chineye coming all the way from Enugu to stay at mine in Lagos because we had to prepare for the competition. But somehow, something happened along the line. I think it was visa issue. You know how getting visas to the US can be. Even though her mom lives in the US, it was quite difficult to get Chineye to partake in that competition. And then the day we went for the visa interview and all, she was denied. And that's how she missed that competition. It was really traumatizing for Chineye because Chineye was like 19 at the time. After that, I was supposed to send another delegate the next year. I think she's an actor right now. She's not very popular, but she's an actor. I'm trying to remember her name. But that also didn't work. She changed her mind and said she wanted to put in for MBJN at the time. She would prefer Miss World at the time. I don't know if she came through with that. And I think that's where I cut off from the MS International. And then the next one was Polo. I was actually a national director for Miss Polo in 2015 or 2016. I worked with Madam Ibife. That was the first time she had the international competition in Nigeria, in Abuja, the one that went viral when she now started having issues with the delegates that came. She had about 16 delegates coming to Nigeria, and they were hosted at the popular, prestigious Transcorp Hilton. And after the competition, something happened, and it went viral. To be very honest, I got people calling me from India, people threatening me and all that, because the girls were moved from Transcorp to a different hotel. And you know how this international delegates, they are very cautious about security and all of that. But then again, we were happy. The whole drama got noticed, and the Minister of, I think the Minister of Tourism at the time, had to step in, and everything was solved. They booked tickets for all the delegates to go back to their country. And that was what made Ibife move this particular competition out of Nigeria. A lot of people might not know that Polo is owned by a Nigerian. Miss Polo is owned by a Nigerian. Yes, is owned by a Nigerian, although she has foreign partners that she works with now. And that's how also left the Polo organization. And then that also got me into Miss Multiverse. I think Miss Multiverse will be the next franchise.
Are you still the national director?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. There's a way we are operating Miss Multiverse, and I think we'll keep operating it like that until further notice.
Okay.
Because, you know, sometimes some of these international organizations, there are so many things involved.
Yeah, technicalities.
Technicalities. Apart from the technicalities, there are other challenges that comes with it. Especially if you understand how the Nigerian pageant industry is wired. Sometimes you understand that it's not always wanting to have a show and producing a delegate. Sometimes it's even safer to just appoint delegates for a period of 5 years before you're now stable enough to want to have an entire show to produce a delegate. So that's how we've been running Miss Multiverse for as long as I can remember, with Chioma, who was a one-time Miss Nigeria, as the first ever delegate to represent Nigeria at the Miss Multiverse. After Chioma, we had our beautiful Princess Agumbiade. Even if she couldn't make it due to visa issues, she couldn't make it to the Multiverse competition. I think that was what sparked up the interest in returning for the Miss World competition again after she couldn't go in for Miss Multiverse. She couldn't make it to the international competition. And after that, we had the beautiful Miss Ideal in the person of Chiwendu Eze, who also represented us. I think that was 2 years ago, and she's been the last one. She's been the last one. Yes.
So what does it take?
So what it takes to prepare a young woman?
Yes.
It's a lot.
I know.
A lot. Starting with mental preparation. Because that's one thing a lot of people don't talk about. And that's one thing the community is leaving off. Because, like you said, people see the results. They don't see the back story. They know nothing about the preparation. But the preparation is the actual most important part of everything you see eventually.
Exactly.
And to be very honest, most times the mental side of it is the most crucial part of every preparation, because every delegate, after she has won a competition, now begins to prepare for the international competition.
Yes.
Now, the national competition is the first step. The next step is preparing for the international competition. And that's why I tell every pageant model, if you find yourself in a platform that is affiliated with an international competition, you're not preparing for the national competition.
Exactly.
That preparation is geared towards the international competition.
Yes.
Because if you forget to prepare for the international competition, it becomes too cumbersome. After the national competition, you're not trying to prepare. So if you're going in for any national competition that is affiliated to an international competition, you must prepare like you're going for the international competition and not the national competition.
Yes.
That way, if you eventually win, you know you're ready.
Yes.
For the international competition. So don't always have it in mind that, let me focus on the national one first, just in case. No, you're focusing on the international competition, not the national competition. Because to be very honest, whether you win it or not, you might get another opportunity. And then what happens? You're stuck. So every pageant model who is interested in pageantry should have the international mentality in place.
Yes, let me come in right there. So when I was preparing for Miss World, do you know that I was preparing for, because I kept saying it in interviews and maybe they were looking at me like, oh, maybe she just wants to say something. But truthfully, no one told me. I had a coach. I was working with a coach, but the coach either did not tell me, oh, make sure you're preparing like you're going. I just had that conviction that, see, this competition, if you get it done, there is another competition ahead of you in the next 3 weeks. So I was preparing like I already won Miss World and I was Miss World Nigeria and I was heading to Miss World. And that is why when I won, everyone was so shocked about how I was able to like get myself together in that 3 weeks before I got to Miss World. But the conviction there is that I already had that mindset that, oh, I'm not preparing for just Miss World Nigeria, I'm preparing for the next stage. As a matter of fact, I was already preparing my talents for Miss World before I was even in the camp for Miss World Nigeria. And I guess that is what showed up in my performance. I felt like everybody saw how ready I was and how like in tune I was with everything I was doing. So I felt like that was what added to, I don't know, because I'm not a judge, but I just felt like that's what added to putting me in this position. And that is very right what you said right there. Because you cannot be going to a competition, let me say Miss World Nigeria, and your mind is, let me just prepare for Miss World Nigeria. Anything that comes out of it, that is it.
When I get to that bridge, I'll cross it. That's the popular
That would
saying.
be your first step to failure.
Yes.
Yes. So moving forward, you coach catwalk and pageant preps, of course. She did coach me for Miss World Nigeria. She was one of our catwalk coaches, and that was a very interesting time. The boot camps. What do most girls get completely wrong when they first walk into the room? Like, as a pageant coach now, it's your time to your session to prep the girls. Once they walk into the room, how do you know firsthand that this girl is like this girl is like that? Like, what ticks you?
Okay, your physical appearance. Because in this part of the world, we always judge a book
By its cover.
So your physical appearance, first impression, they say, matters.
That's true.
It is your first impression that keeps us glued to you.
That's true.
So if you make a first appearance and
Pageantry,
and you're not giving what it should give, we may likely not even pay attention to you again. But if you show up ready, if you come correct, our attention will be on you. Why? Because we want to see more. So your first impression, your appearance is very, very, very
important.
They say whenever you have the opportunity to show up, show up, show up.
I know.
Because you may never know who's in the room.
True.
So a lot of girls are very lackadaisical about how they show up. They feel like, oh, please just take me as I am. We are not interested in taking you as you are. Because the truth is, if I were to appear as I am, you might not take me seriously.
Yes.
So you have to be intentional about how you show up. From your hair to... You see, there are people who pay attention to the littlest detail.
Yeah.
They can even look at your nails. And the first thing a judge is saying, why is her nails unkept? And that can just put her off. And in your head, you're like,
why is it like a small nails? Why is it just my nails?
Really? But it is important.
Yes.
I remember then when I started coaching, the very first topic I really, really emphasized on is creating a stunning image. And when I dived into that course, most times when I'm discussing with models, maybe in a masterclass, they get a clearer picture. They tend to understand. Because sometimes when you look tacky, you're just telling us that, how do we present you to the world if you come looking tacky?
True.
So your hair, your makeup, even if you come looking natural,
you have to
your
look
skin
put together.
Tone is very important. You need to eat well. We need to see clear skin. And people keep asking, your skin has to be clear, please.
Yes.
You need to take care of yourself as a pageant model. You need to eat right.
Yes.
Visit a gym.
True.
We can tell if you're fit or not.
I know.
Do you understand? So creating a stunning image is very important. It affects, that's what gives you an unforgettable first appearance. So by the time we look at you, oh my goodness.
I can't wait to see more.
We want to see more. We are paying attention. And then the next thing, which is very important, is self-development. How empowered you are. Because behind that beautiful face, if you don't have more to give, you have wasted resources on skincare, makeup, hair, clothing, and all. It's all waste. It is all a waste. So while you're creating a stunning image, please do not forget self-development. You must empower self.
Yeah. It's a full package. It's not half and half.
This doesn't exist without this.
Yes.
Because your stunning image takes you, like they say, beauty takes you in the room. But something else keeps you in the room. And that thing that keeps you in the room is how self-empowered you are. So after we have looked at your beautiful face, we're admiring your clean makeup, face beat, all on point, your shoes, we're admiring everything about you. And then it's time to give.
Give content.
It's time to tell us who you are. Who are you? That brand. Who is behind Queen Tiwa? And then if there's nothing to offer, you cannot remain in that room.
You can't stay. I hope you guys are listening. It's not just about the pretty face and the looks. You have to have content behind. If you really want to be an outstanding pageant model or queen. Okay, so let's talk about Naya's League. So what is it about and what kind of women does it exist for?
Okay. So I remember when I started Pageant Studio at the time, I had a group. And I can remember a pretty stunning queen, Tofumi, Miss Cosmo, used to be in that group. A couple of other models. I know King Mide used to be in that group. He lives in America now. So I had a couple of models that I created like a small community. And I used to just give them tips, And to be very honest with you, I recruited every single model I had in that community at the time. And then after some time, I closed up the group. And then I went on to build my brand. I realized that my brand had not gotten to a stage where I can actually really give them the empowerment I really wanted to give. And like they say, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you don't have enough to give, you might be stuck at some point. So I discarded that community and I said to myself, I have to build this brand to a point where I know I'm ready to set up a community and I can give value, right? Because it's all about giving back.
Yes.
And it's not just about giving back, it's giving value.
Value.
Because what you give will determine how far you can go in whatever you're doing, right? The value of what you're giving is what will sustain whatever community you have built. Because if you do not give real value, in no time the community will fizzle out because they are not gaining from you.
True.
Yet, so I set up a Naya's League. It's just there. I haven't really done anything about it.
Okay.
I'm going to set it up when I'm ready. But who are the type of women I'm looking out for? I'm looking out for substance. I've always been a big fan of substance and very big on substance because, like we just said, value is what keeps you in a room. I want to have a league of women who I have transformed, who I have taken from a certain level to a higher level. And they are not just there. They are also willing to give back. Because when you empower one, you have empowered many. And if you empower many who are not also empowering, then it is almost like you haven't done anything.
Yes.
Because it needs to keep going.
Yes.
That tribe needs to keep growing.
Yes.
And so I love women that understand substance, that understands giving back, that understands that if I am empowered, my only duty is to give empowerment in return. It's like what happened with Jesus and the 10 talents in the Bible.
Yes.
If you remember vividly, Jesus gave out 10 talents and asked them to go.
Yes.
And then they left. And one person came back with 2 extra talents. Another came back with 3 extra. And then one person came back with the talent,
with the same
talent Jesus gave him, and said, Master, I'm back. That thing you have given
kept
me,
it safe.
I've kept it safe. And what does that tell you? I have given you something. Now go into the world
and multiply.
So if I empower you and you hide it and you keep it to yourself,
it's not useful.
It's not useful. Why are you bringing back the talent I've given you? I gave it to you so you can in turn empower others.
Oh, I see.
So I believe so much in substance. Women who understand substance and know how to distribute it and give same substance to other people, and these same other people will keep. So it's a network.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's a network. It's just like when these networking organizations started trooping into Nigeria, all them Oriflame, Long Reach. If you don't build your network, you're stuck. And when you're stuck, you're not making money.
Yes.
So whatever you've invested is almost like you have wasted that resources. So that is how life is.
Yes.
A lot of people keep running away from networking, but networking is very important. It builds you.
That's true.
It shows that whatever you are given is being distributed. It's spreading out to other people. That is how you create impact. You cannot create impact hiding talent. You cannot create impact keeping whatever empowerment you have gotten to yourself. You can only but distribute it. That way, it will get to every other person. It will get to your target audience.
So Naya's League, is it going to be like a platform for women to come train?
Yes.
And for pageantry?
Yes. So Naya's League is not centered on pageantry, and that's why it's in my name. So it's a league of women. If you check, before I even updated my bio into women development, it's because I took a couple of courses. Because then again, I don't want to center my values
on a particular
niche
industry
and just leave it at the pageant level. No.
Yes.
I want to go beyond pageantry because women have a life even after pageants.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So Queen Tiwa is who she is today because she understands that pageantry is nothing but a stepping stone to bigger opportunities and other things how she wants to impact the world, right? So it goes beyond pageantry.
Yes.
There's life after pageants. It's more or less like life coaching. In general. What would you want to do after pageants? If your entire lifespan, you're willing to give 5 years of that lifespan into pageantry, after pageants, what next? That's what Naya's League is all about.
That's
because
beautiful.
if you notice, we have a lot of girls who have given so much time, talent into pageantry and didn't get to understand what they need to do after that. And that's why sometimes when some of our pageant queens are done with pageantry, it's almost like they are confused. They don't know what next. So after, what am I supposed to do? What do I need to do? How do I transition from no longer being that pageant queen into something else?
Real life.
Now, this is reality. I'm done with pageants now. I've gotten all the fame. Maybe I've even made money. Maybe I didn't really make money. So what next? How do I keep up? So I don't have to go back and start all over again.
Yes.
That's what Naya's League is about.
That's a very beautiful thing. And you talking about pageant queens going on and after their reign, they'll be like, okay, what next? That is something that I feel like I've been privileged enough to be in the pageant space for 5 years, 5 years to 6 years. And I remember my first international pageant, Miss Intercontinental, the one I got to top 5 and won the crown for Africa. I remember after the reign and everything, even after I finished reigning as Miss Intercontinental Africa, I was lost. I did not know. I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to be doing? I was very, very like not understanding where I'm supposed to be. So, and that's where you got me, where I unfollowed everybody on Instagram, because I also dived into depression in a way because of the owners of the pageant at the time, not the international, the franchise, the one that they were holding for Nigeria. So I almost lost myself at that point. But when I got myself in 2023 and knew that I want to go for another pageant, which is Miss World, I felt like, okay, you have done this before. You know how it's going to go. You're going to reign for 1 year. And after 1 year, life continues. So get your shit together and know what and how you're going to channel this energy to, you're not going to be a pageant queen forever. And that is why I got a lot of, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know that I have to build something substantial for myself. And that's why we're here today. So pageant queens, aspiring pageant queens, pageant models know that pageantry is just a phase. There will be another phase. There will be the next phase. So you have to think about that before competing, while reigning. You have to also think about that. So what does a girl need that no pageant system currently gives her, and how are you filling that gap? Because when you're into the pageant industry, yes, you're going to get coached. If you win, you're going to get people talking to you, oh, this is it. But what is that thing that nobody tells a pageant queen or someone that is about to compete for a pageant that they need to know?
Support.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pageant queens do not understand the importance of data, people.
Mm.
And that's why even when they get the opportunity to represent the entire nation, they still lack support. It's just like a Nigerian girl going in for either Miss International, Miss Cosmo, and Nigeria is not aware. Just the pageant community. Looking at the pageant community as a whole, it's almost like a hole in an entire...
A dot.
or should I say a dot? You know, so the pageant space is very small.
Very, very, very.
And you have someone who is representing an entire nation getting support from that small community. So what every girl needs to understand is what we call public relations. A lot of pageant models, even organizations, do not understand the importance of public relations, PR.
Yeah.
And that's where we get it wrong. And that's why a lot of pageant organizations are struggling. Pageant models are struggling. International delegates, rep, are struggling. Now, see what happened with Chichi Vanessa. I would always use Chichi Vanessa as a case study because public relation played a huge part in her journey.
Yes.
The entire nation knew Chichi was representing Nigeria at the Miss Universe. And what happened? That got her our very first milestone as the runner-up.
Yes.
Africana, Miss Universe Africana, Oceania. And I don't know at what point we'll ever get to that level again. The only magic that happened was support.
True.
So what every pageant girl needs is real, not just support, I mean real support. If every pageant girl can tackle that issue, we won't have problems. And it's not just the duty of a pageant model. It is also the duty of an organization to understand the major role of PR. As a delegate, understand that PR is very important. As an organization, you must understand that PR is very important and the role it plays in making a difference, right? So if every pageant model understands PR, they'll do very well, whether on a national level or even at the international level, right? So PR makes you understand what we call return on investment. Now, a lot of girls put in a lot of resources in pageant competitions.
Yes.
Have they thought about how to make that money? Have they thought about how to monetize the crown? And that's why you see that real life situation is usually different from what we see on the ground. When I see a lot of pageant models real time, most times I'm disappointed. I'm not carried away by the gram because people can do a lot of stuff just to paint a particular picture. But realistically, is that the life you're living?
Yes.
So now ask yourself, I put in XYZ resources. I put in 5 million or 10 million into a pageant competition, and I eventually win it. How do I monetize that crown? That's what PR does for you. Until you understand the major role PR plays, you can may never monetize your crown. You see yourself going back to square one after you hand over.
Yes.
And then that's where depression comes in. That's where you get confused. That's where you unfollow everybody on Instagram because you're confused. You don't know what to do. I remember when one of our queens got back from her international competition. I would not want to mention her name because she's still recuperating as we speak. She came to see me at home. She called me at 12 midnight and said she wanted to see me. I'm like, is it not too late? She stays very close to me. She said, I want to see you, Coach Naya. I'd like to talk to you. I said, okay, it's fine. She came. We spoke for 3 hours. What was she talking about? In a confused state. I have represented my country now. I am back, but I'm not okay. I don't feel good about myself. I don't even know what to do from here on. I don't even know what step to take next. So this is where the organization is lacking.
Yes.
Every organization is just interested in crowning a queen, and that's it. The last time I had to speak on things like this, I said it, and I will say it again. Organizations will crown this queen and let them out like stray dogs. And some of them are confused. They don't know what to do.
Yes.
She's preparing for an international competition, but she's confused. She's in a confused state. So the mental state of every pageant model is very, very important.
Yes.
Because sometimes they don't know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, how to go about it. They're just in a shadow of themselves.
Yes, yes.
So I believe that pageant organizations should focus on not just the crowning moment, not just the glitz, the glamour, the realistic part of every preparation is the mental state that every pageant model finds herself when she's either preparing for a competition, is done with the competition, and is trying to breathe, trying to realize her state. So the state of mind at that time is very important.
Yes.
So pageant organizations should put in place strategies on how to help these models while they are preparing, during the course of the competition, and after the competition itself, because it's a lot.
Yes.
Most of these international competitions are not friendly with women of color.
Yes, with African delegates.
They're not friendly. And then when these girls go through all of that trauma, and then with the community not even helping the situation, the pageant community is a toxic space.
No one is even asking you, how are you?
So it is either they are complaining that your dress is not, you did not wear the best dresses for the competition, or they can even complain about something as simple as you having the wrong color of lipstick on, or that you had a particular hair on for the entire competition. So the pageant space is not even helping you.
It's not.
Especially here in Nigeria. It is so toxic that the support you're looking for, you don't get it. Instead of getting support, you're getting backlashes. And you're wondering, I am actually representing this community. So support is a huge problem, and it is something that we can solve. And I think the best way to solve it is to have series of summits. Let's have proper orientation. We need to educate not just the pageant community, the nation entirely. Now, sometimes when people say that South Africa is the powerhouse, the only reason why South Africa is called the powerhouse is because the entire South African nation understands the pageant system. And they know you can never see a South African delegate being bashed by South Africans. Never. But here in Nigeria, I was so upset when a popular designer, I would have loved to call his name and really drag him today, but I'll let it be.
Please.
He called out Yechi, went on his page and put out an entire epistle telling us why Yechi would go for a competition with the same type of hair. She didn't even have the best clothes on. She didn't this, she didn't that, yada, yada, yada. And in my head, and I asked him, you're a fashion designer, aren't you? If you had supported Yechi, she would have had the type of clothes you wanted her to wear for the competition. We have all sorts of makeup brands in Nigeria. I see how some of these delegates reach out to all of you. They reach out to hair vendors, they reach out to makeup artists, they reach out to fashion designers, they reach out to media houses, they reach out to all sorts of organizations, and nobody is willing to support them. And now when they go in for this competition, you all have the audacity to come and
say something.
drag. You have an opinion. Suddenly you have an opinion. If you want to see Nigeria wear the best clothes, designers, come out and style them. You want to see Nigeria have the best hairdo, makeup artists, hair vendors, come out in your numbers and support them. If we have 10 hair vendors supplying hairs to our delegates, they will not have the same hair on for an entire competition. If we have makeup brand owners coming to support them for the competition, they'll have the best face beat on. But it's difficult. So this support, we don't get it. We lack the support, and the same people who refuse to support you are the same people who will bash you at the end of every competition. Now, what do you think? would happen to the mental state of these delegates? Do you think they'll remain the same? So they come back sometimes, they face depression.
Yes.
They are confused as to how to move on from there.
Yes.
So I would urge organizations to strategize and prioritize these things. It is not just crowning that matters. Preparation is very important. Strategic preparations is very important. Engage media houses. There was a time I talked about why our big blogs are not supporting pageant models, and somebody said, the pageant organizations can afford to get these big blogs to support. Why are they not engaging them? Why do you think these big blogs should support delegates for free? But then again, who do we blame? Should we blame the big blogs for not supporting? Or should we blame the organizations for not engaging these blogs? Because we know that if PR is well placed, if every girl gets the support that she needs, voting would be a problem. They will keep placing at international competitions.
Yes, because
the entire nation is supporting them. We all saw it play out during Chichi Vanessa's time. All the blogs posted her. Chichi Vanessa became the talk of the entire nation.
Yes.
If you go on Instagram every day, there is 10 posts about Chichi representing us at the Miss Universe.
Yes.
But after Chichi, what happened with Yechi? The entire
went quiet.
Nation went quiet. Instead, they are looking at her hair. They are looking at her not wearing the best clothes. That's what we're talking about. Support.
Yes, and I feel like that is something that the Asians has mastered, like the Philippines, the Vietnam, the Thailand.
Powerhouses, South Africa, that's what they have mastered.
You need to see how the whole country will just go like back in one. And that's why they keep coming up top. And it's not magic. It's not
magic.
It's not anything. It's clear. It's clear as day. We need pageant girls need support.
Real support.
We actually need support. Every hands needs to be on deck. And
all hands.
The problem is that
village.
I don't even know where to start from. Who are we?
No, but it starts with, if you ask me, it starts with the organization. The organization needs to lay that foundation first. It's quite unfortunate that even our top tier pageants organization here in Nigeria still fail when it comes to PR. I'm sorry to say, but we need to actually change the narratives because it is affecting every single girl who is determined to make a difference and they're not getting the opportunity to do so. So it starts with the organization because, I mean, when you send somebody out on the street and just tell her, I have given you the platform, the identity is not enough. It's almost like telling a farmer, I've given you cutlass, I've given you shovel, go and farm. And the farmer doesn't know where to farm.
Where's the seed? Where's the food?
So the farmer goes out looking confused, moving around and trying. So that's exactly what the organization does. Yes, you have given them the platform. Yes, you have given them that identity. We appreciate it. But you need to go 3-4 steps further. Give them what I call positioning. You position them. So when you give a farmer shovel, you have only given him tools. You have not positioned him. So when you give these queens the platform, the identity, we are so grateful. But the next step is position them.
Yes.
Positioning is very strategic. So if you don't strategically position them, you might not get...
They would feel lost.
You might not get the best of them. They'll feel lost. And that's what happens to every single pageant queen that is crowned. I cannot help but talk about how a lot of pageant, queens, a lot of title holders are in my DM asking me, what do I need to do next? My organization did this. What do you think? I need your advice. It's a major problem.
Yes.
You crown these girls, no positioning. You send them out on the streets to attend to who?
Crowning is not enough.
Crowning is enough. It can never. It can never be enough. Never. So I urge every pageant organization, starting from the top tier pageants, from our Miss Nigeria to our Miss World to our Miss Earth, to every, because trust me, the smaller organization look up to these big organizations. And sometimes, let me tell you what they say. When you're trying to talk to smaller, sometimes organizations call me to come produce events for them. When I try to tell them, let's do it this way, they're like, even the big ones are not doing it. Why should I do it? Do you understand? So these top tier pageants are like mentors. They look up, smaller organizations look up to them.
Yes.
And when they see that, not much happening there.
No need to put in effort.
No need. They also want to remain.
The queen and
let's just crown the queen. And, she knows what to do. If she doesn't know what to do, they are only interested in waiting for the next edition and crowning. So it's not about crowning queens. I saw a post yesterday. An organization posted royalties from, they have crowned about 7 queens. If I do my findings, I can tell you for free that these girls are lost.
No substance.
No substance. I'm telling you the truth. Not a single substance. But at least that's one thing I would give to our mother hen, MBGN, that is now our Miss Nigeria, Miss Universe. I would still give to Miss Nigeria. I would still give to Miss Earth. If we check some of our past queens, they are doing really well. They have been able to crown women of substance, so to speak. But then again, we can do more.
Yes, we can do more. And I 100% agree with that.
We can do more.
We can
much
do more.
more.
We have potentials.
Much more.
We can do more. And please, pageants owners, pageant industry, we have to do more. The country needs to be aware. I cannot overemphasize about that. The country needs to be aware.
Sorry to cut you short. There was a time that pageantry used to be a thing.
Yes.
Pageant title holders as celebrities.
Now.
But now, you see a pageant queen walk past you and nobody's looking at her.
Who she is.
Who the hell are you?
The 2000s, Agbani.
Nobody looks at her. We have series of events and no one is inviting pageant queens. And you know why? Another problem is, now, I think over time, we have started crowning entitled queens. We have started crowning queens who are not willing to put in the work. They are just all over the place. Once they struggle to get that title, they are crowned. They go to sleep.
Yes.
They don't care about anything else.
Yes.
So they're either entitled, the organization, if you ask her, why are you not, the organization hasn't done X, Y, Z for me, and that is why I'm not willing to do this, that.
Yes, that takes me to this question. So the Nigerian pageant industry has had its controversy. There's stories of exploitations, colorism, pay-to-win allegations. So as someone who's been inside of this industry for 15 years, what needs to change? Because as much as we, the frontliners of pageantry, will always want to give the impression of, no, that you can't say that. That is just hearsay. That is just allegations. No, the pageant is more, because we'll always want to bring that industry in a good light. We will not want to tear it down or anything.
We don't want to tear it down.
But there is still all this going on, because this show is about real talks. Real talk. There is pay to win. I know about that. I've seen it. And there is colorism. There are some pageant that crowns only light skin. Africa is preferable. Africa is preferable. Even if you're not good enough. As long as
just
you have that
skin color,
skin tone,
we'll do the rest
nice
after
face.
crowning you.
That doesn't make any sense. And that waters down the purpose of that particular pageant or the vision of that particular pageant. So what do you have to say about that?
It boils down to vision. If you ask me, I really don't know. A lot of pageants do not put out their vision, mission statement. We don't really know what the entire vision is, except for recently that some pageant organizations have started doing it, which is good. I applaud that.
Yeah.
Pageants have now started putting it out there. This is our vision statement. This is our mission statement. This is what we're looking out for. And some of them have tried to follow it through. But then again, we cannot take away politics from pageants, whether nationally. In fact, it's worse internationally. I used to think that the whole politics thing is
on a
just
national
around
level.
here. It's on a national level until I started getting involved in international franchises and
You
stuff.
understand
I knew that the politics, oh my goodness, if we begin to talk about it, will shatter tables.
We'll stay here
cannot
today.
be repaired. So the politics is really hard. And we cannot blame, especially for pageants that have international pageants affiliated to it. Sometimes, to be very honest with you, you can't blame them. Because the politics coming from that end has affected the politics we play here. Now, some organizations would love to empower a fresh girl, prepare her for an international pageant. But will she cut it when she gets there? She fits in when she gets there. Somebody said, every girl fits in everywhere. And I told the person, no, I don't agree with you. Every girl does not fit in. Nobody fits in everywhere. I can come into a particular space, and that space is not for me at that moment. What do I need to do? Go back, cross the T's, dot the I's, fix myself, come back, and fit in.
Yeah.
So everybody doesn't fit in everywhere. For you to fit in, you have to check for loopholes and make sure that those loopholes are covered before you eventually fit in. That's how you fit in. You don't just fit in. So now there's so much high profile politics being played on the international level. And so if you have that affiliation on the national level, there are tendencies that you play same politics so you can match up. So sometimes it is not even intentional.
So don't you think it's killing?
Yes, it is. It has to, for a problem to be solved, we have to first of all know the root cause of it. If we know the root cause of it, we now have to come up with plans that can solve it. But the pageant industry has evolved so much that we may not be able to solve it, but we can tame it to an extent. And taming it starts with the people who are involved in it. If even the pageant, the title holders are willing to speak up like we are seeing now, some people are beginning to speak up. You know, now what has been dragged recently for so many things.
I know.
So people are beginning to speak up. Remember what happened with Mexico and Nawat again? That was because she was bold enough to speak up. So people really need to talk about it. We cannot continue to sweep it under the carpet.
You know, when a current pageant queen wants to come back and talk about her experience, you know, when that thing was happening with Miss Universe and Mexico, I slide into my Queen Ada's DM because she's the one I talk to mostly. I slide into her DM. I'm like, don't you think that we need to say something? And she told me something. She said, if you say something, it will come out as if you're spoiling show for the next Miss World that will be Miss World Nigeria that will be crowned. I'm like, so do we continue like this? Do we keep going and coming back and acting like nothing happens? Like we need to say something. But she said that's how it was seen. But me, I'm a very different breed. If I see something, even if as much as I'll try to hold it back, there will still be something that will push me to say something about it. And I don't know. We just really have to change what is going on, say something. We're not trying to spoil anybody's show, but actually voice out so they know that we know what is going on.
There's a lot happening behind the scenes. A lot. Even some of you title holders may not even know that some of these things transpired even before you won. I see a lot of things, I've heard a lot of things, and I can tell you for free that it's going to be a hard nut to crack. Because there are too many people involved. Have you not wondered why we do not have like a proper association of pageant owners that is credible enough to checkmate some of these things? We cannot. Because even the owners of the top tier pageants, if peradventure we even try to set up anything like that, may not want to be part of it. Because there's so much happening, and I don't blame them. I will keep saying it. I can't blame them. There is so much happening that we are not even aware of. They have their dealings as franchise owners that they have to deal with. And I wish that sometimes, or one day, some of these pageant owners can even give us an insight of the challenges that they are going through as franchise owners. What are these things they are going through? We need to know so we can connect the dots. We can now understand why this thing is happening the way it is happening. But the truth is, sometimes some of these things, like they say, some things are better left unsaid. Because if we come out to say it, it's going to spoil a lot of things. So when it comes to politics in pageantry, I don't know if there'll be any solution whatsoever. But we can make it work in a way that it favors those who participate in it. That's the only way I can actually really talk about it. Because, like I said, now somebody goes in for Miss World Nigeria or Miss Universe. And we already know that on the national level, the timing is already wrong. We are hoping that someday the organization will redirect and have a better timing for people to really prepare. That way, it would even give them opportunity to crown people that really fit into that position. Because sometimes a lot of factors determine who is eventually crowned.
Yes.
And these factors, some of them I'm not even aware of. Some I am aware of. We can never know how the shoe hurts until you wear them. You understand? We just see on the outside, but what really happens in the inside, only the person involved can tell you the challenges that they are actually going through. You know, sometimes when I have the opportunity to speak with one of our veteran pageant owners in the person of Mr. Santiago, he lets me in on a lot of things. And he tells me, Coach Naya, a lot of people don't know what we are going through. And the truth is, even though we really want to talk about it, we can't. We can't just talk about it. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. And it's quick for people to clap back and say, oh, the organization is this, they are that, they are that. But as organizers, there's so much we are doing. We have to do on the ground, behind the scenes, you know, that some of these girls are not aware of. And we can't even talk about it if we want to.
I get it.
So, I mean, but for me, I always believe that everybody should just come out of their comfort zone. Let's all meet halfway.
Yes.
Those participating in it, the pageant models who are participating in it, the organizers who are organizing, we can actually meet halfway if everybody understands exactly what is going on.
Yes. And, you know, before now, I used to think that, like, you can't win fair and square. I'm not saying that there are no pageants that do that. There are pageants that do that. There's a lot of pageants, national pageants, that they would make girls come compete. And at the end of the day, they already know who they're going to crown way before even the audition starts. That throws me off too much. Like, I don't even want to think about it. But I used to have that mentality. But when I came and I competed for Miss World Nigeria, when I won, I'm like, So they can be like this kind of thing, like a situation where you don't know anybody, you've not spoken to anybody. Oh, please, I want to win, blah, blah, blah. Nobody, just come on stage, do your best, and you get crowned. And that is one thing that I appreciate about that particular platform, Miss World Nigeria, because they have proven to me that this is going to be given to a merited person. Yes, so that's what is really, really unique about them. And also, lastly, what do you think about girls that go into multiple contests and either they get like first runner, second runner, third runner, or they don't win at all, and they go ahead and compete for another and just keep competing till I really don't know the technicalities behind that, because I believe that if I have a vision to be a Miss World Nigeria, I know what I'm going to do. I know the pageants my goals and visions align to, and I wouldn't like start going from one pageant to another. So what do you think? Like, what can you say about those girls? Is it that they need to find identity, or it's okay for them to just do whatever they want?
talking about girls who like to get involved in multiple pageant competitions. I got a girl from South Africa come to my DM recently to consult me and talk to me about it. And I was able to help her. So now, going in for multiple pageants is not really bad if you can handle them.
And the cost, hey.
So now, if you can handle them separately, because each organization comes with its own a platform, requirements, criteria. So if you are able to handle these multiple competitions distinctively, then we are good to go. But then again, there's a thin difference between getting involved in multiple pageants and being desperate. There's a very thin line. So a lot of pageant girls are, or a couple of them are quite desperate, especially the entitled ones who feel this has to be my crown. Until I get it, I'm not letting it go. There's a thin line between wanting something and thinking that thing belongs to you.
Supposed to be yours.
I may want to be the next Miss World, and I go for it. I will not put in the same energy as wanting to be the next Miss World as I'm going to put in the energy of thinking that I should be the next Miss World. It's okay to want to be or to want to become. It's okay. But sometimes there are some dreams that can consume you. I tell people it's okay to dream big. I dream big. But the spirit of discernment is what separates a dream that is actually valid and one that will consume you. And you need to be discerning enough to separate, to know when to let go and channel that energy into something else. And it's always possible that that dream that you are chasing may not even be where you should be.
Yeah.
It's possible that while you're chasing something else, you are too blind. It has blinded you to see where you are actually supposed to be.
Go. Yeah.
So these girls are blinded by desperation. You're actually supposed to be here, but you're bent on going this way. And sometimes that desperation can lead to your downfall. And you may not be able to retrace your steps and actually go to the route that is meant for you.
Do you think pressure from people also affects that?
Pressure, it's not pressure. Maybe pressure from people. That is because maybe you have positioned yourself in a place where you are pressured. Because tell me why anyone will pressure me into something that I know that I have been chasing and it's not working for me and I keep chasing. So now, don't get me wrong. There are things that you know that if you chase, you would eventually get it. You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are things you know that no matter how long you chase, you may not. There are red flags everywhere. There are signs. God has given you different signs to let you know that this route is not working. Girl, retrace your steps. Turn. Go this way. But no, you have seen all the signs. You are adamant because your dreams are valid. You keep chasing. Nah. Your dreams are valid only if you know they will not consume you.
That makes sense.
I mean, we have seen girls who go in for a particular pageant that they really want. And they found out that, I actually really want this, but maybe this is not my calling. Just like when we talked about me going into events, I did this and I did that. I knew that I had a calling. But I just wanted to venture into something else until I retraced my steps early enough and came back to the actual calling. And it wasn't easy. It was a journey. In fact, it has been a journey. It is still a journey, but all signs have shown me that I am on the right path.
To be.
But for some girls, the signs are there. You can see that you're not on the right path. You have seen the signs. You have hit your leg on the stone too many multiple times, but you keep going. Instead of you to understand that this is the time to retrace my steps, put all my resources together, all of my efforts, and make a U-turn back to the actual path that is meant for me. And that's where you're actually going to excel. Until some of these girls begin to understand this, they will keep moving around in circles and still not achieve anything. It may look like, not all that glitters is gold. It may look like, oh, you're on the right path, you're doing it, you're getting there. People are cheering you on to something that will consume you eventually. It is always good to tell yourself the truth, no matter how it hurts.
Yeah. I'm talking about resources. Pageantry takes a lot of resources.
So you don't even have that time to want to do what I call trial and error. It gets to a point. So there are times where trial and error is okay. If you're new in the industry, you can try. But you still have to be strategic about trial and error at the same time.
Yes.
You cannot say because you're doing trial and error, you're jumping from... I have seen somebody every year, as soon as she's out of this one, she's into the next one. As she's out of that one, she's into... So she might have registered for multiple pageants happening at different times, and she's going in from this one to that one. No, that's not...
How do you focus?
That's not how you build a portfolio. Because there are competitions that does not even align with your personality. You need to check that as well. So as a pageant model, whether you're aspiring, whether you're seasoned, you must understand strategy, you must understand positioning, you must understand that discerning or discernment is very important. I know a lot of people accord discernment with spirituality, but then again, who says you don't need spirituality as a pageant model? Don't get it twisted. To an extent, you just have to pray to whoever you believe in. So that the universe can be aligning with you. So if you believe in God, talk to God about it. I have seen pageant models who come to me to tell me, I really wanted to go in for this competition, but my spirit is strongly telling me to do this one. And when they obey, the white people call it illusion, Abby, but we call it the spirit of discernment, because that still small voice in whoever you believe in is guiding you and telling you, this is where you should go to. When I met Zeno, who was a one-time Miss Earth, fourth runner-up, and Ibn Abok got her an international competition in South Africa, and she won. I met Zeno when she was like 17 at Winifred's, one of these pageant summits that she held at Silverbed. And the girl took a liking to me. She came to me. She told me she wanted to do Miss World. She's very tall, I'm standing at a 6'2", very tall. And I told her, okay, come and see me. She came to the house. We were talking. While we were talking, my spirit told me she cannot go for Miss World. And I told her, go and do Miss Earth. She said, Miss Earth, no, that pageant is, I'm sorry to say, seems like it's tilted to particular girls with a particular skin color. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll call it as it is.
And I said, I understand, but I want you to go in for that. I'm not positioning you there to win it at the first goal, but let me help you build a portfolio that will eventually get you to the Miss World you are craving for. And she agreed. She went for Miss Earth, her very first competition. She placed at top 4, and she got that international pageant, became the first person, first Nigerian to win an international pageant. Even though she has not, I've been on her case telling her, how did you just let this career die? Why are you not coming back to do something else? And she's like, Coach Naya, my spirit has told me to focus on this first. I'll most definitely come back, but not now. That's strategy. Not because she did not have resources to, now that she has gotten Miss Ecotourism, the very first winner, it's okay, let me leverage on this and do something else. But she has followed a certain path that her heart has told her to follow. And it is working for her.
That's so true.
So that's why I know deep down inside of my heart that we have desperate girls who are desperate for titles. get the titles, still don't do anything with it. Because I mean, I see you coming in for pageants, and I ask myself, what did you do where you were coming from? And some of them, what pisses me off is when they come into a new platform thinking I'm the seasoned girl, and I come into this new platform, I know that nobody can beat me. Entitlement comes in. I'm too much. I'm too big. I don't see any other person competing with me that will beat me. Entitlement, pride. And what happens? The Bible says, first comes pride, next come you fall.
Exactly.
Now you come in with that attitude, larger than life type of attitude, and bigger than everyone.
Yeah.
But when we look deep inside, deep down, you're empty. I'm sorry to say. Now, it is not about you being who you think you are. Value. What are you giving? What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? It's not enough to have all the money. You can go in for all sorts of pageants and you are financially capable. Are you putting your mouth where your worth is? Who are you?
Who are you?
What does your brand stand for?
Who are you? That's
Who
the
are
question.
you really?
That's the question.
Where you are coming from, what have you done with that platform? Nothing. And then they come to say, oh, if I get the opportunity, I will do this in this platform. No, there's a possibility that even if we eventually give you this platform now, you will still not do anything with it. Because the truth is, he who is faithful in little, when given the opportunity to get something bigger, will most definitely do more. If you cannot do anything as a runner-up, because I tell people, they keep saying, oh, it is the duty of the queen. I'm just a runner-up. No, you're not just a runner-up. Because tomorrow, you can become the actual queen in a different platform. So if as a runner-up,
you can't do anything.
You can't do anything. You didn't give any value. Why would I trust you to make you the actual queen of my organization? So it is coming from a place of consistency. It's not just hard work. It's not just working smart. It's consistency. Oh, she was first runner-up in this organization. She did so well. In fact, we actually thought she was the actual winner because she was so active.
Yes.
Moving on, you're coming to another organization. That is when people begin to think that when she now gets into another organization and she wins, it is rigged. It's not rigged.
It's not rigged.
I remember that particular post got me one of the highest engagements on my page because people kept, and I said, see, when I say a pageant, not all pageant is rigged. It means that some are actually rigged.
Yes.
The ones that are not rigged, you're seeing it from a place of rigging because an actual winner or an actual seasoned model won it. But you're not seeing her hard work, where she's coming from, what she has done. So it's easy. If I'm a first runner-up in an organization and I was really active in that organization, I did so well that people thought I was the actual queen, and I go in for another competition, all I need to do is sit and chill. I'm winning it.
That's true.
It's not rigged. So all I need to do is chill, recognize what that particular, I should have done my research. I know what that organization is looking for. And I think I fit in. I've done my due diligence. I've paid my dues where I'm coming from.
That's true.
So nobody's going to accuse me of anything. So when I get into this competition, it will take divine intervention for someone else to win it.
Yeah. And it's very, very important to understand. That's why I preach a lot on isolation.
Yes.
Because when you isolate, you understand yourself. You know your values. In fact, you start speaking
you reflect.
You start speaking to yourself and you understand yourself better.
You
Even
reflect.
Before getting a coach and the coach starts giving you preps and everything, you already know who you are.
You know who you are.
So it's very, very important to isolate and understand yourself and not let people push you into doing, oh, you have to now, it's not you again. You have to do this one. You have to do that one. And before you know, you get lost in the noise.
Although sometimes it may not be coming from a place of desperation. Other times it could be positioning. Now let's take what happened with our darling Aisha. Everybody saw her. She was a prototype when she came the first time as the hijabi girl.
Yes.
Now she went back, reflected a bit, came back the following year, not as a hijabi, Now, she decided to come in like a regular
Girl.
pageant girl. Maybe she thought being the hijabi girl was a challenge. And if she sacrifices religion, it's a huge sacrifice. And she's very brave to have done that. Each time I see Miss Global, I respect her. It is not easy to sacrifice religion, no matter what it is. I don't know if I would sacrifice what I believe in just to, but it was a huge sacrifice on her part, and nobody should judge her for it.
Nobody.
She came in again and didn't get it. After that, she was a prototype people kept, and the next minute she was unveiled as Miss Global. That's positioning.
Yeah.
That's not her being desperate. So that's why I said there's a thin line between positioning and someone is outrightly desperate.
Yes.
Because you can see when you do a background check, this person has just been on and on wanting to claim something without even doing the real work. It's not enough to go for every competition and say, oh, I have money. So the fact that most of these models believe that money can always get me the crown is a big problem for me.
Yes.
And another thing I'll tell organizations to do, if they know they really want to change the narrative, if they know they really want to have the best
substance
queens, women with substance, crowning shouldn't be based on money. Because sometimes some of these delegates, all they have is money, nothing more. Take the money away. They can't give you anything else. Meanwhile, there are some girls with substance. Now, I believe what I tell women with substance to do is, if you cannot use your substance to elevate yourself, then there's nothing there. So if you know that you're a woman of substance, you must understand engagement. You must understand marketability. That's the difference between the girl who wins and the one who doesn't. Some women have substance, but they don't know how to channel that substance to elevate themselves. So if you have substance, another thing you need to understand is channeling your substance to elevate yourself. That way, it's not always centered on money. So if organizations understand that everything is not centered on money, because there are people who have money but lack substance, and there are people who have substance but do not have so much money.
Yes.
So now what you can do is find a balance. She has substance. She may not have so much money. But if I provide the resources or I invest, the job of every pageant organization is to invest. That is why it is an empowerment platform, not an exploiting platform like people make, not that people make it seem, but now with everything that is happening, it is looking like every pageant organization is exploiting rather than empowering.
Yes, true.
So if you as an organization is not willing to invest in that title holder, it is the reason why you would prefer to crown an already made model
that would not do anything
financially
for you.
That would not do anything for you.
Because of course she gave you her money.
Why? She gave you her money. She will tell you, but I spent so much. You call her for a photo shoot. Are you paying for the shoot? Oh, after giving you so much money, you want me to? I cannot. She becomes entitled. She controls your brand, your organization. She indirectly begins to tell you what to do, and you cannot say anything about it.
Oh my God, this has been a very, very, very,
so pageant organizations should come out. I know it's not easy. I've been on the side of the models. I understand their pain.
Yes.
Now I have been on the side of organizers. I also know their pain. But you know what? We both need to meet. There has to be some sort of balance.
Yes.
Center of gravity. Once center of gravity is locked in, both people are not shaking. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we both need to meet halfway.
It's very important.
The organization needs to understand that they have to invest. As an organizer or a pageant owner, if you're not willing to invest, you cannot make the best out of your organization. You will keep having problems year in, year out.
True.
I heard an organization crown some queens, and in less than 3 months, they dethroned the entire 3 queens. I really don't know what happened, what prompted an organization to dethrone an entire the entire league of queens, from the winner to the first runner-up to the second runner-up, and they picked somebody else entirely from that league and crowned her. But guess what? The newly crowned queen is very effective. So organizations need to understand that it doesn't have to get to that point where you now have to dethrone. There's this stigma that comes with dethroning queens. People begin to look at what happened, you know. So it starts from the beginning. It starts from the grassroots. Understanding that money is important when it comes to competitions, but don't make it a major criteria to crowning your queen. That just shows us, it tells us that as an organization, you're not willing to invest in that title holder. So investment is important. And organizations should understand that investment is not always tied to money. It's not always tied to money. There are so many things you can do for your queen that can eventually translate to financial elevation.
Exactly.
You just need to know how to do it. You just need to know what to do, how to do it, how to position this queen, give her the right tools, place her in the right environment. Thank you. Now, when you crown a queen and she has nothing, it will be difficult for her to reign. It will be difficult for her to function, because you haven't given her the necessary tools to function. Gone are the days where people say, oh, you have the identity. That identity is not enough to get the best out of that title holder. And she does not have time. You may think that 1 year is a lot of time. It is not.
Short time.
Before you know it, 1 year is over,
done.
and the queen begins to ask herself, what exactly did I do?
What happened? What just happened?
And that's why, if you notice, most of our beauty queens are not giving value. If you go to her page, the only thing you see is photo shoots, stunning pictures. She has stunning pictures for International Women's Day, stunning pictures for Valentine, stunning pictures for Christmas, stunning pictures everywhere. Is that why you were crowned? No. But sometimes you can't even blame these young girls. They have not been properly positioned. They don't have the right tools. They don't even know what to do after crowning.
True.
They are confused. Some of them, 3 months after crowning, they're just there staring into space, staring into the world. What do I do? And then sometimes when they go to the organization for backup, for support, the organization has turned their backs on them.
Yes.
And then the queen is left to just go out there and figure it out herself, fund for herself, finance resources, everything she has to do herself. An organization will crown a queen, the queen will pay for media tours, the queen will pay for almost everything. No, now.
We need to change that.
There are so many things that the organization should put in place. Now you are preparing to crown a new queen. Put everything in place. Put everything in place. There's media tour. Have that
strategy
sorted out for them.
That makes
Give
sense.
her some financial support. I mean, this queen has invested so much resources into winning this competition, and you have left her empty-handed. At least first 3 months, find a way. Even if it's a new organization, I know that sometimes some new organization struggle with finance and everything. Now that's where collaboration comes in. Okay, we don't have enough money to give you now after crowning, but let's see how we can position you. Help her to attend events. Value is not always tied to money. There are events coming up, source for events that she can attend so she can meet people, she can build her network. That way, who knows? She might eventually meet someone that can elevate her, because if the queen is elevated, if the queen is well positioned, the organization benefits from it.
Exactly. And that is so true. Everything you've said here today is 100% true. And I hope pageant organizers, aspiring pageant queens are listening and taking their time to hear every word that has come out of Coach Naya's mouth today and my mouth. This is very important. I must say, this has been a very, very interesting and inspiring episode. And once again, we want to thank you for taking out time out of your busy schedule to be here. We really appreciate you, Coach Naya. And that is a wrap on this episode of The Queen's Mic, where every voice holds power and every story deserves its crown. So hit that follow button, subscribe on all social media platforms, YouTube at The Queen's Mic, Instagram at _The Queen's Mic, and TikTok at _The Queen's Mic. Until next time, stay poised, stay powerful, and remember, your mic, your story. Thank you so much, Coach Naya.
Thank you, darling.
This is the Queen's Mic, where voices rise and stories